Hello viewers and welcome back to the TheStopHunter YouTube channel. Now today I'm looking at a prop trading evaluation challenge firm called Earn2Trade. Now, as you may have seen on my channel, I've got quite fascinated with the world of these funded trader programs. I found out that 90% of people taking them fail, so I wanted to look more into it. I've taken some myself and passed, and wanted to dive deeper into these firms that are offering these challenges. Now, Earn2Trade, one of the bigger players in the market, but can they help you achieve, your goal of becoming a funded trader? Well, I'm going to dig into them, pull them to pieces, rip them apart, and give them a score, and relay my findings to you in this video. Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe and bell notification buttons for the YouTube channel, because I'm producing a lot more content like this. And if you want to follow my progression taking some of these challenges and see how I do, I'm going to put that information back into this channel. Then hit that subscribe button, the bell notification button, and you'll be getting updates of how I've been doing as well. So with that, let's get into looking at how Earn2Trade function, what they're all about, and are they any good for you? I always start these reviews by firstly jumping into the company in question's website. Now, I've got a link in the description below that you can follow if you want to check that out. But let's start with first discovering who Earn2Trade are. They've been around for a few years, as you can see there from the front page of their website. It's a trading education company designed to bridge the gap between aspiring traders and professional prop trading firms. What is their key offering? Well, it's a virtual funded trading program that lets you, essentially showcase your skills in a simulated environment. And if you pass their challenges, you then gain access to funding to start your trading career. That all sounds fantastic, doesn't it? But what does that actually mean for you as the trader? So we can start by, first of all, seeing how it works and what they are offering you as a trader. So if we go up to the top of their website, we've got something called Products tab. The two key areas you want to focus on are the Trader Career Path and the Gauntlet Mini. Essentially, they're their two challenges. If we start with the Trader Career Path, now this is a bit longer term, but it does give you access to, essentially a high amount of trading funds. So you've got these three selections here from where you can start. TCP 25 means 25,000 virtual starting, then TCP 50, TCP 100. They all change with prices, but notice there's this sort of ladder progress that you can follow. Once you start with your 100,000, you can see there, your profit goal is 6,000, end of day drawdown 3.5, daily loss limit 2,200. Then you work your way up the ladder. You can see the different progress. Then you move to the 150 account, then the 200 account, and then wham bam, the big 400,000 account, and that is a monster. So it's this one, the Trader Career Path, I think it's more for the longer term trader who's looking to seriously build up a career in this world. So once you get to the 400,000, they're basically offering you an account of that size with a prop firm, guaranteed then to take you to your own sort of independent world of trading. And you can see the costs here. They've got some good prices on here, $140 for the TCP 100. I said hit my link below and you can sign up to those through that. And it's a very informative website. You click over everything and it gives you all the details that you need to know, and the objectives of the career path here. Trade for at least 10 days, only trade during approved times. What I like about these is they haven't got the silly rule of having to get out of trades due around key economic events. I've never worked for a company that's done that to me, and they don't do here, which is good. You follow the progression ladder, don't dip below the daily loss limit, and don't breach that end of day drawdown, and maintain consistency. If you can do all that, then you pass the test, you work up your ladder, the outcome is quite significant, and you want to find some trader reviews and people have passed, some Trustpilot stuff in there as well. Got decent FAQs. All you need to know is in there, or you can hit the resources tab and hit the help and go and ask them as many questions as you like before signing up. But you can see it's the trader career path is a pretty decent product. It allows you to trade futures on the CME exchange, so that might exclude some of you interested in markets like on the ICE exchange, which are like orange juice futures, say, for example, other contracts that you might be familiar with. But the big exchanges, CME, you get your oils, your grains, metals, some forex in there, equity indices. It's quite comprehensive enough, really. Cattle, that sort of thing. It's a real big spectrum for you to trade on. So very good. So the second product they offer, now this is a faster paced one. It's called the Gauntlet Mini. Now, why do you want to do that? Well, it says it's the shortest path to becoming a funded trader. And again, if you scroll down, it tells you more about the program and the different options you got. You got up from 50 to 200,000 here. Different rules, different sets, and you can basically achieve progression faster in this way. But the upside isn't as big, maybe, for in terms of the amount you can get funded once you've passed the tests. So essentially, you're given a subscription period. So let's just say, for example, we took the Gauntlet 50 challenge there. It's going to cost you $136 at the moment. It's going to give you that set of rules. You've got basically a month to pass the test before that renews again. That should be adequate enough time if you've done your prep, your homework for taking change. Don't just rush into it. I've got other videos out there telling you how to best chance of passing these tests, so watch those as well. But that's the basic setup. So you've got the subscription period, meet the rules, adhere to the strict risk management guidelines, think about the max drawdowns, the daily loss limits, the profit targets, then prove yourself over that period, hit the targets, and then progress. But what you're all thinking though is, how hard is it actually to pass these challenges? So hopefully with these type of reviews, I'm going to break that down so you can get an idea of how easy it is. I'm going to try and do these tests myself to really get skin in the game and feel the pain that you might be feeling, and find things out that a glossy website doesn't quite show you. I've already started the Earn2Trade one. So far impressed with what they've got to offer, but let's go through a few pros and cons of why I think Earn2Trade are worth having a go at. So let's go through the pros then. First up, their trader career path. I think it's quite unique. I haven't seen many offerings like it. It's progressive funding as you grow your skills, which is essentially how it will be in the real world. Educational resources, very good. They don't just test you. There's a lot behind their webinars, courses, mentorship. Accessibility. You've got a simulator, gives you safe space to learn and prove yourself without risking real capital. The markets offered, I've mentioned them already. Trading futures, fantastic, I think, for day trading, and a whole host of strategies. And again, content on my YouTube channel, we're going to cover that off. The leverage and liquidity that gives you, the chance of success, all very good. I also like the platforms that you can use, some like Ninja Trader, for example. There are other offerings. They come free with the sign up as well, which is important. Costs, I think, are quite decent there for such an offering. But what about the cons? Well, the rules, some of you might find strict. I think for beginners especially good, because they'll help you maintain the discipline and consistency you need. But if you're an experienced professional trader, you might feel a bit restrictive about some of the sizes of lots, positions you can put on to start with. But if you want their capital, it's their rules. Try it and give it a go. So that could be considered a con there. Subscription costs, maybe you think they're expensive, but I've compared them against rivals competition. I think very decent and very affordable, but if you don't pass quickly, it's all gonna add up. And I suppose with that time restriction as well, there's that pressure to perform. There's a lot of rules, a lot of deadlines in there, creates stress, but I would argue that's part of the game. If you can't handle the stress, find something else to do. But that, if you want to be a professional trader, it comes with that. But I'm going to highlight it, there's a pressure to perform there. Now I've put all that down into a tabular form for you by, the Trader Career Path and the Gauntlet Mini, so you can see more quickly what's what. You can see initial capital ranges there. Trader Career Path, we know, is 25 to 100,000, a bit smaller than the Gauntlet Mini that goes up to 200, but remember you can get up to 400,000 funding from the Trader Career Path. Costs there, how much is it subscription wise? Remember, they do change. They've got offers on at the moment. Again, hit my link in the description below to find out them. They're a lot cheaper than that at the moment. Profit split, 80-20 in your favour, which is very healthy, sort of market standard. Daily loss limits there as well for you to follow. Max drawdown rules, profit targets. It's about 7, I'd say between 6 and 7% on both. Tradable products, I mentioned it's the CME for both. And you can include there the micro contracts as well, which comes very handy when you're doing trade and risk management. You want to get the right size for the maybe potential stop loss you're running. And I put in a Trustpilot score there. Note that's of November of 2024, 4.6 out of 5, so pretty decent. So far it all sounds very decent, but I want to touch on a few other areas on their website I think that's important for you to know. So far you'd think, oh yeah, let's sign up straight away, but remember, the devil's in the detail. You've got to dig in, and that's my recommendation for all of these funded trader programs. If they don't offer you the detail that you want or ask your questions, avoid at all costs. Now, I also did a video recently, it's on the channel, top 14 tips to pass these evaluation tests. Check that one out, because it also talks a bit about how you find the right type of funded trader program, on what companies and products, markets to avoid. So we just want to go to the resources tab and go to the help section there. Really, I recommend you go through all of this information, and a plus point for it is, it's all there. I've gone through it, pretty much everything, so that you can find out what's what in the general area. How do you set up your evaluation? So that might be confusing to some of you. When you sign up, you'll get an email with all the codes you need to use the software underneath, whether that's NinjaTrader, etc., whatever one you choose to do. But they do give you good email instructions on sign up, so don't feel you're missing out anywhere. It's all laid out very easy and transparent, and it took me no time to set it up. And if you do get stuck, there's the online help, and you can actually speak to somebody at the other end of the line if you get really stuck, which is also another good thing to have. Like I said, it answers all your questions about the different programs, accounts, the tools that you need to trade, news, the regulations, how you get paid. And another area that I think people neglect, I know said 90% fail, but when you get in that 10%, what happens when you actually get funded? Do the rules change? What if anything is different in this area here, funding, you're going to get funded by a prop firm, you can have a contract with them, and it tells you what happens there. So I do recommend you check out that. Does that fit into your aspirations, your goals about trading? Are the rules okay for you? Again, it says, like there, you can do this from anywhere in the world, which is really good, whether you're American, US citizen, or the other side of the planet. You can still have a go at this. It's going to tell you about the taxes, everything you really need to know. So I do recommend that any platform, funded program you decide to go with, if they haven't got something like this, then ditch them straight away. You want all this information at your fingertips, how it works, how you withdraw the funds, etc., etc., education, all that sort of stuff, all very good. If it's not there, ignore that fund firm. If it's there, it's always a good sign. And as I do the test here, and hopefully I will pass it, I'll also show you the ins and outs of how it works, the different the broker execution, how they analyze the results, how they monitor you, and also when you pass, what happens, how do you go on to that next level. So all of that's going to be in the challenge that I'm going to put out there on my YouTube channel. I think it's essential watching if you want to take one of these challenges. And do remember that every one of these companies has slightly different rules, so it's really, really important for you to know all the rules involved. And one of the plus points I like about Earn2Trade, there are actually few rules that basically allow you to do the trading you want to do, which is what you really get in the real world. These companies that tell you to kick it yourself out a minute before a news announcement, no, that's wrong. No one should tell you to do that, and if they can't manage their own risk, then they shouldn't be offering the product. So Earn2Trade hasn't got a stupid set of rules, which I like, and yeah, that's the other area really I wanted to touch on. Please make sure that if you're thinking about doing it, go through all these documents and just ask them questions. So I've developed a scoring system to objectively evaluate Earn2Trade, and it's also going to let us compare other firms when I do those videos as well. Let's break it down then into how Earn2Trade perform across the key areas as I see it. So first up, education, giving them a 9 out of 10. They offer robust, decent educational resources, webinars, courses, mentorship. If you're a beginner, then it's an ideal place to start. Advanced traders may find a bit basic, but you're probably going to skip over that anyway. But the structure is still a valuable resource, so 9 out of 10 there. So what about rules and challenges? I'm going to give it 8 out of 10 there. Challenges are fair but strict, got very clear risk parameters and profit targets. I guess I mentioned the sizing that you can trade to start with. I think it's also a good thing because it's going to create discipline, which is excellent for the long-term trader and the success in the long term. But like I said, newer traders might find the rules a bit daunting. Professional, more experienced traders might feel a bit restricted there. But overall, I think they're an essential part of the game, and they're giving you up to $400,000 potentially. So they want to know whether you can do the stuff and be, like I say, consistent and disciplined in doing it. Costs 7 out of 10. Monthly subscription costs, I think they're affordable. I've noticed that they're often giving discounts and offers on them as well, so always keep an eye out there. But I think compared to anyone else, they're very decent there. But if you keep failing, you keep longer term, keep resitting these tests, the costs are going to add up, so bear that in mind. But overall, I think they're very competitive compared to similar funded programs. What about funding opportunities? 9 out of 10. Do that trader career path, and you're on a 400,000 account, 80% profit split. That's a game changer, and it's one of the bigger ones out there as well. So to me, Earn2Trade stand out as a trader friendly platform. And there are, I looked through the costs and the fees. There's nothing really hidden there to stand out and hit you in the face. Then markets offered, 8 out of 10. Earn2Trade focus really on CME futures, and it, like I said, it includes the micros, which is very useful. A strong product lineup for day traders. Diversification into other asset classes might disappoint some. Some people might be looking for forex or stocks, but I personally think there's so many different futures contracts there. FX, equity indices, all the different types of commodities you think of, plenty there to keep you busy. But I'm going to give that 8 out of 10. And trading tools, what does that mean? Well, that means the things you're actually going to be using to partake in the trade. Now, they offer NinjaTrader, Rhythmic, Finamark, all industry standard type products. They're free as well while you do the challenge, which is good. You get the data feeds. They're professional grade. They've got other powerful analytics and charting capabilities. You can get your statistics, your performance from them very easily. And also, once you're in and signed up to whatever challenge you take, they also have their own platform where you can check out your performance, your stats, how you're performing against the the requirements there. So a bit of upfront learning maybe, but a key bit of upfront learning maybe, definitely. So trading tools, 8 out of 10. So what does that give us as a final score? They get a very good 8.3 out of 10. So that's quite an impressive score so far, and it does set a high mark for the others to follow. In general, I think focus on education, discipline, structured trading environment, and offering good funding opportunities to the upside. An excellent choice for the aspiring futures trader. There's always going to be room for improvement on the platform. Maybe they could even introduce their own proprietary trading platform, a bit like Top Step X. Maybe it's in the pipelines, who knows, but that would be nice. But overall, I think the platform is one of the most balanced options out there. So who do I think Earn2Trade best suits? Well, I think there's 3 buckets. So I think you've got your new trader who's looking for a bit of guidance. Those that maybe struggle with risk management discipline. The rules in the different programs here do help guide you along there. And those looking to beef up, get access to substantial upside. Now, maybe more experienced traders might find the rules a bit restrictive, but like I said earlier, they're giving you access to 400 grand potential capital upside. They want to know that you can do the job. So I don't think it's too much of a pain. It's the rules that they're offering. I think they're very decent and fair. Give it a go, and you pass if you've got the skill and ability. You're confident in your ability, then plenty of upside once you get through the challenge, which shouldn't take you, if you've got the skills and experience, that long anyway. So 2 big questions remain that we need answers to. 1, are they trustworthy? And 2, are they worth it? Well, on the trustworthy question, I think so. I've personally signed up for them, got stuck into them, had no problems so far. What I haven't found out yet is once you get funded, how that process works. And like I said, I'm going to put that out on my channel as I progress through the challenge and get funded. I will then share with you, how good payments are coming out, etc., etc. But from Trustpilot, they've got a good rating, and it seems to be that it works very smoothly. So really, I think they seem to be a legitimate firm. They're one of the bigger players. They've been around for a while. They've got all the right connections and network in place to offer a decent product for you out there. Now, the next question is, are they worth it? Again, I think so. Costs pretty minimal, or standard industry standard. They offer the markets you want. You can execute on the platforms you want. You've got a good differentiation in the challenges they offer. There's not stupid rules in there that's going to restrict and mess you about. They seem to be fair type of setup. So really, I can't complain. I think they suit all sorts of traders. So from the beginner to the intermediate, those looking to scale up, their funding. Maybe a more experienced professional trader might feel that the rules of sizing are a bit restrictive. I've mentioned that a few times, maybe, but I think that's negated with the potential upside of getting funded. So all in all, I think actually a product worth looking at. And if you want to find out more about them, I've got a link to them that you can follow in the description below this video. Now, If you've liked the video, please give us the thumbs up. Love to hear your thoughts. If you've been using Earn2Trade before, let me know in the comments. Subscribe, hit the bell button, notification button, because there's a lot more content coming your way. Like I said, I'm going to be doing the Earn2Trade challenges and putting that information back to you. So hit those buttons and you'll get notification when that content comes out. Also, a lot of other stuff on the channel about funded trader programs, just basics, learning how to trade as well. Got a great playlist for you there on free, totally free, from start to end, taking you from beginner to hopefully successful trader. You can work your way through that, called the Ultimate Free Trading Course playlist there. And also, like I said, other videos, I've created a playlist for funded trader programs and all that you need to know there as well, so check that out too. And I'm going to put a couple up now, a couple of links that you could follow that I think you might find of interest.